40.
Oh my God. No questions, goodbye. Oh.
That's right, Jigsy. You usually have a message for your teammates when things get tight. The game's close, tonight's message in the huddle. And how pleased are you with the way the entire team responded?
I'm very pleased. We still have a lot of work to do. We still have a lot of things that we need to hone in on. But I think my message was just, I think we lost sight of who we are because it's first game. Everybody's getting into it. We're getting used to it. This is like our first real game. So I feel like we were all trying to put that Superman cape on and want to provide for our team and be productive. So I just kind of helped my teammates understand that like we can do that and still make each other better. And from that moment on, I was very pleased. I felt like Jackie went on a run. She got things going. KP obviously did what she needed to do. And when we started rocking and rolling on the defensive end, so that was my message to them. And we still got to go back to the drawing board on some things.
Raise your hands. We'll get the mic to you. Oh, there we go.
Alex Ashelin with Channel 13. Thank you. When you saw the final stat sheet there, you said, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what are you looking at there?"
I was blown away the fact that I shot 22 times. That's a lot for me. I'm never really gunning for that. But at the same time, I literally could not shoot the 3-ball today, so I was not pleased with that either. But that was really oh my God, 22 is a lot of shots. But yeah, my teammates fed me the ball, so I was appreciative.
Sandra Cousineau, LV Sports Biz. There was a package at the beginning of the game about embracing the role of the villain this season. It's obvious that you are the team with the X on your back. Everybody wants what you have. Is it the goal of this team to embrace that and to play through it instead of trying to run away from it?
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to face things head on. That's the type of culture that we build. It's just, I love the fact that we get everybody's best game. That's what you get, the best product on the court. That's what everybody wants to see. That's the show of it. So we're never going to run away from a lot of things. But at the same time, we understand that it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot of mud games. It's going to be a lot of grinding out games because we're going to see different schemes from different teams. And we just got to be able to stay within ourselves and our system to execute that. But the villain, I'm not going, that was just a part of the show. I don't think we're the villain. I'm not going to try to put that on us at all. But we do have something that people want, and we have to try to defend that and just try to continue to get better at us.
Asia, you guys made history tonight, hosting 10,419 fans. Compared to your first in this arena to tonight, you know, how special is tonight?
It's huge. It's been amazing to watch the fan base that we've grown, the fan base that grew up with us, the fan base that got it out the mud with us. It's been truly amazing to watch it form. It was so loud. If we can turn the drum down a little bit, that'll be great. But it was really loud, and I love that. And that's that's us. Our fans are a part of our culture as well. They make us go. They bring us the energy that we need every single night. And it was a big night for us, so I'm glad that we got the win in front of them.
Hey, so Kevin Wamba with Fuel Sports Network. You started the game off 17 points in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then it started to kind of slow down for you. What was different in that second and third quarter, whether it have been on Phoenix's side defending you, or was it just your shot not being on in that second and third quarter?
I'm trying to think back. I mean, basketball is a game of runs. That's not going to be, I'm not going to go 17 each quarter. That's the whole part of the game. It's just, I'm going to be getting a lot of different looks and just making sure that my teammates were getting a role. I feel like in that sense, it wasn't me, it was KP in that sense. So I'm not going to be honing in on, oh my God, I need this amount of time. So that's not how the game goes. I just kind of took what the defense was giving me, and my teammates allowed me to kind of rock out a little bit. And it just kind of went from there.
Really?
Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. Your thoughts on Phoenix, this new look Phoenix team? Was it what you expected? Better than what you expected?
Oh no, the Phoenix is good. Like it was exactly what I expected. This lineup that they have, and this is without BG. It's pretty cool. I love the look of them. They have a different feel. It's a different pace of speed, and it's something that is new that I've seen out of the Phoenix team. So I give my utmost respect to them with the way that they're playing right now. And like I said, this is without their superstar center. So I love the way that they were playing. They gave us literally everything. They threw a lot at us, and we needed that. So I feel like both teams got better.
Eduardo on Channel 8, your first thoughts on the ring and your first impressions on that whole ceremony.
Man, the ring is nice. Mark did his big one with that one. It was huge. I was not expecting that at all. And I'm blessed to be able to say I'm a back-to-back champ, but it is like diamonds all the way around, like bling, 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 bling. And a girl loves her diamonds, you know? But no, it was a huge moment just to kind of embrace it with my team all over again and for us to finally get the ring. It was pretty cool. And I feel like the biggest message that I could say is like Tom Brady came into our locker room and he was just saying how like the banners are gonna always be there. So you don't have to try to defend that. Just go and do what you've been doing and execute that. And I feel like that message in itself made the night for me because I feel like we get so caught up in, oh my God, we got a three-peat, we got to do this. And it's like, that banner's gonna be up there forever. My ring's gonna be in the trophy case forever. Let me focus on getting better, and then that's when everything else flows. So it's been a big night. I'm super excited just to sit down and we can go to our ring party.
Nikias in the middle.
Hi, Agent. It felt like Phoenix when they went to the zone really kind of bossed you guys around. Was there anything in particular about the zone that bothered you? Or did you feel like it was more just a tempo deal for you?
The length. I mean, Phoenix has length. There's not your average zone in a lot of different spaces. I mean, normally you kind of have the two smaller guards up front, and it's like normal zone that you see. But they had length up front and quickness, so it gave us a different look, and it kind of put us on our heels a little bit. But we needed that. I don't think we really did that in practice a lot, so it kind of woke us up a little bit and shown us like how we can maneuver it and handle it because we don't have Chelsea to kind of pick it apart. So we kind of had to figure it out, and that's what I appreciated. Is like we had to work, and they made us work.
Carlos Smith from Cross Line Network. Hey, I'm also from South Carolina, by the way. Would you say, being that this was the second time around, was it a little less stress or anxiety leading into this game tonight with the ring ceremony?
I'm always stressed. My anxiety is always through the roof because these are the games that people look to steal. Like I know if it was somebody else's ring night, I'm coming in trying to ruin it. Like it's a part of being a competitor, and so I feel like these games are the hardest because you have that emotion. It's a lot. You don't go through your normal routine. I mean, they were rushing us. I go out there with one ankle tape. Like you're not in your routine, so it kind of shakes you a little bit. But at the same time, we still have to come out and execute and play our game, and I think we did that for a couple quarters. But yeah, I was still anxious and still very stressed.
We're gonna jump to Zoom for 2 questions. Mike Vopel, go ahead, and then Matthew.
Yeah, Asia, I just wondered, you mentioned with Chelsea, obviously you guys had to win game 4 in the finals last year without her, but are there certain things that you guys just have to adjust to when she's not there? Obviously you've got great guards even without, but is attacking the zone maybe part of that, or other things that you see that maybe are a little bit more difficult when she's not out there?
For sure, like the organization side of it is a little hard for everybody because we're all trying to compensate for a huge piece of the organizer that's gone. And I think that's the biggest thing is just down the line, we have to really be dialed in now more than ever because we don't have our point guard right now. But like you said, I'm surrounded by some great guards that's going to make it work. And we're being put in different situations that we aren't normally in, and we have to learn to adapt and adjust on the fly. And so I'm glad we got a chance to show that today. But yeah, it's going to be a work in progress, but definitely I think the biggest part that we have to really figure out is getting organized on the fly and working out of it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew, close us out, please.
Hey, Asia, at times on defense tonight, Phoenix went to that small ball lineup with Sophie and Beck Allen at the 4-5, and you guys struggled to guard them with the 3-point shooting and the small ball. How going forward do you guys adjust to that on a defensive side of the ball? Because there were times that their spacing really hurt you guys, especially with those 3-point shots.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we have a lot of people playing out of position. I mean, you had Kia and I guarding guards, and whatever scheme we could put in, it is a struggle because bigs are going to have a mindset of what we've been taught and learned for X amount of years throughout our career. So it is hard to break that mold. But I'm glad we had a chance to figure it out on the spot because the game does not stop, man. When you have great shooters like a Rebecca Allen, like DT, like a Sophie Cunningham, you got to really play them different. And so I think it really opened our eyes that's like, we can't do what we're normally doing. So it was tough, but I feel like we figured it out along the ways, but that's definitely something that we're going to continue to work on.
Thank you, Asia.
Yeah,
Thanks, Asia.
yeah, thank you guys. Have a great.
You know, well,
Start off with questions or any comments on the game first?
We'll go right to questions.
Well, yeah, oh, I thought you were, sorry, right back here, Nick Guys. Nick, sorry.
Hi, Coach.
You tried to tell me about that zone, huh? Tried to tell me about it. I appreciate that. We look like we've never seen one. Okay, your question.
Well, my question would be, what did you see from Phoenix's zone?
Saw a lot of unorganization on our part. That's what I saw. Look, at the end of the day, defenses are going to be switching things up. I thought their zone was effective. We didn't handle it very well. I thought we held the ball a lot. We didn't get into gaps, stood a lot. So we just got to up the activity. I'll try to put something a little bit simpler in there for us to run. But I think we just have to get used to defenses switching up. I think as long as Chelsea's, not out there, they're gonna put pressure on us to constantly make reads. That's what I would do. Mix up defenses, make us run different stuff, and they did that tonight.
Terrell Emerson, Talk That Talk Media. 2 questions if possible, Coach. Earlier this season, or I'll take it back, earlier tonight rather, you were coaching, up coaching. Tyler was right behind you and right to the left of you. Chelsea was up as well. You talked over the last couple of seasons about how much of a benefit it is to have the mind of Chelsea Gray on the court. Obviously, you'd rather have her out there, but how much of a benefit is that to have that sitting in the coaching ranks with you right now?
It's like having another coach. I mean, she knows she has the green light to speak and communicate. A lot of times I'm watching something else and she can get them and have their ear more on the bench, where they can make some adjustments. But I mean, it's like having another coach, but we like the coach on the floor too. So, we'll make it work and we'll figure out. And really it's a really great growth opportunity for the rest of the team, to step up in a different way, whether that's organizing us, making reads, figuring out very quickly, hey, they're in man, or hey, they're in zone. So we'll take the win. Wasn't pretty, but just lets us know we got lots of room for improvement.
Coach, tonight was really special, 10,400 in attendance. Asia Wilson said she really appreciated that Tom Brady went into the locker room and spoke to the team. Can you share more on Tom making that effort and what it meant to you?
Well, obviously, we always think we have the best ownership group, starting with Mark. And, I thought it would be cool to bring a sports figure in who's not only invested in us and our team, but also knows a few things about winning. Just on a little bit. So just let him have the floor a little bit, because he's somebody that, has sat where they sat and chasing history and trying to be the greatest. So those things don't just happen. You really have to be intentional about your work, about your approach, and be intentional about winning the moments. So we're certainly happy that he came and shared some of his knowledge and passion and really love for women's sports is what he talks about in there. So yeah, kind of cool moment. I think a couple of people's jaws hit the floor because I didn't tell them about it.
Coach over here, Cassandra Cousineau with LV Sports Biz. So obviously Chelsea's out. How long do you expect her to be out, and who are you looking to be the kind of main point going forward? You had a couple of different combinations out there today.
Yeah, I didn't like that combination at the start of the second quarter. So we'll work on that a little bit. We're still working out the wrinkles a little bit. Like I said, no one person is going to fill those shoes. We have to do it collectively. It means the ball's in Jackie's hands more, it's in Kelsey's hands more. then it's just next person up. You know, I gotta find some more minutes for Megan, but when they went in that zone, I started calling stuff that I haven't put in yet. So I had to play the vets that knew it. Even though that looked like kind of crap too, it is what it is. We'll move on and get better, but it's next man up. And everybody got to do a little bit more. That's it.
Two more in the room and we'll go to Zoom. We got Gil back and we'll finish up.
Coach, you worked over on Channel 8. Two questions. You mentioned what you didn't like about your team. What did you like from your team tonight, and also your initial thoughts on the rings?
Thought we did a decent job of defending without fouling. Obviously it was a physical game. But we kept an attacking mentality. I like shooting a lot of free throws. Thought there was a lot of hits and grabs, and you know, you go to the line and you benefit from that. There were some moments that I really liked. When the ball was popping, we were playing out of our defense. My favorite moments is when I don't have to do crap. They just call their own, there's no play. It's just they're playing out of their defense and playing with principles. They're playing and making reads on the defense on the fly. It's not any set play. Plays tend to be predictable, but it's about making reads out of those plays. But when we're running out of our defense, we're just playing. And I think those were our better moments tonight. And we had more of those moments where the ball was popping out of the stops on defense, where it'd get changed side to side, rather than that half court where we kind of got bogged down and you know, we had limited ball and player movement in our half court offense, and that's not good. So look, first game of the season, look like it. We'll be all right, and we'll smooth some things out.
Coach Alex Eshelman, with Channel 13. Oh, sorry. I'll help Gil out here. He asked about the rings. Would love to hear your thoughts on that as well. And then alluding to Palumbo's question, you said a couple of your players' jaws dropped when they saw Tom Brady walk in. Could you reveal who that might have been, or what your favorite reaction was?
Well, Kate Martin, I know, was like a little awestruck. KP, we know, loves Tom. No, it was great. It was great. Kind of had him in the back, so they didn't really know he was coming on to the floor. And what was your other question?
The rings.
Oh, the rings. Yeah, those. They're big and heavy. I hadn't seen them, so it was pretty cool to see them kind of for the first time. Everybody saw them for the first time. They're bigger than last year's. So Mark, he's like, you know, he keeps raising the standard too on himself in ways. So yeah, it was a special moment. We got some things we got to run to celebrate that. And hopefully, you know, the new players get to see and feel a taste of that, and it makes them hungrier to have that moment, you know, to get some hardware. So we all got to stay motivated. We all have to stay thirsty, and know that we have a lot of work ahead of us. But it was definitely a special moment tonight. And I guess Kathy got my text on the jacket. My bestie.
Matthew, we've got time for one quick one.
Hey, Becky, it looked like early in the game you guys were switching on defense and you were getting turnovers, playing out of your defense like you like. And then it seemed in the second and third quarter, even as you were switching, it just wasn't working. And it was some of your switches, you were getting lost and you weren't switching up, and Phoenix was hitting threes. And I was just wondering your thoughts on the defense and how you maybe need to adjust or work on that part of switching on your ball screens to better help against that as the season progresses.
I just saw a lot of not solid. I mean, they know what they're supposed to do. There's a reason why when we first come out of the gates, we're real sharp. We have to maintain that sharpness throughout the game, and we didn't. Some of the stuff is different too, you know. With Megan, when we're switching a lot, it's hard for her to guard Khalid Copper. You know, where Asia and Kia, it's a little bit easier for them. So in some ways, we're still trying to incorporate some of our rules in our base defense, which we were in base defense basic for most of the game. And the switching at times just got lazy. You can't be lazy. There's no time to rest. You know, Diana gets 11 threes off, basically pretty open. That's a problem. So it just tells me we're not locked in, we're not touching, we're not physical, we're not disruptive. Conversely, I thought we came out like that, but as the game went on, you know, the mind, the attention to detail, the physicality can sometimes slip. And that's always the challenge is fighting that natural human tendency to have slippage as you get tired or you're not as locked in. You got to stay locked in the whole time. They made multiple runs at us. But at the end of the day, you know, I felt good about winning 3 out of the 4 quarters, even though the second quarter was a real stinker. But we'll learn from it and move on. And my biggest thing is just getting more organized and communicating, because there was times where we're calling play calls and it's not getting down the line. So that communication piece, both offensively and defensively, has a lot of room for improvement. Part of talking though is listening, so we got to have good listeners.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, ring night is always special, you know, and so we just try to, you know, have fun and enjoy the moment, but also just know that we have a game to play. And so today we didn't get much of a warm up, and like for people like me, I'm very routine based, you know, so getting like less than 10 minutes to warm up isn't ideal, but you know, we love being able to raise the banner and get those rings. So it's always special.
Jackie, Kevin Womble, Field Sports Network. You guys started off very, very fast out of the gate in the first quarter. What changed in the second and third quarter, in your opinion, that you guys feel you can work on next game and moving forward in the season?
Yeah, we weren't getting stops in the second quarter, especially. I think they scored what'd she say, like 22 points or something like that in the second quarter. So just getting stops. We were playing out of our defense in the first quarter and we were able to get going in transition. So whenever we aren't getting stops, we aren't able to do that. But I think the biggest thing is just, you know, playing a full 40 minutes of defense, putting together a full 40 minutes and executing the game plan.
The Review Journal. We heard that Tom Brady came in and spoke to you guys in the locker room. Like, what were your thoughts? Becky said she surprised you with it. What was it your thoughts when you first saw him, and what did you take from what he told you?
Yeah, it was cool being able to see him before the game. You know, he's a legend, and just being able to hear him talk to us before the game was super exciting. You know, and it's not too often you have Tom Brady walk in your locker room. You know, so definitely a fun moment, and just, you know, just taking in all the things that he was telling us. You know, he's you know, one of the greats. You know, he's done this before. He's won a lot, and so just being able to have him, you know, in our locker room is special.
Will?
Jackie, Will Ramirez with the Associated Press. You know how teams play after year, but with the additions of Tosh and Ka, what was the pace of Phoenix like? Was it what you expected, something different? How, you know, what your mindset coming in and the reality of facing this new team?
Yeah, they're both great players, and we knew they would be great additions for Phoenix, and so the pace is a lot faster, you know. They were up in us, you know, on the defensive end, being super aggressive, and so we kind of expected that just from watching, you know, their preseason games. But you know, they're great players, and you know, it's a new Phoenix team, and yeah, they're super aggressive on defense and looking to get downhill on offense. You know, Tasha especially, and Ka too. But you know, she can shoot the 3 too. And then DT, you know, she just does what she does, and so yeah, just trying to execute the game plan is the biggest thing for us.
Hi, Jackie. I felt like Phoenix's zone really brought you guys down in the second quarter and a little bit in the second half as well. So I was curious what you saw from the zone and what made it kind of difficult to penetrate.
We just weren't making quick decisions. You know, we were kind of just kind of probing a little bit, hanging on to it. The ball was sticking a little bit. So I think just making 0.5 decisions like Coach talks about a lot. And just being aggressive, you know, just because they're in a zone, we don't need to let that take us out of our game plan and our are like what we do. And so I think just being aggressive, attacking the zone, we settled a little bit on the outside. And so, we just have to kind of break down their zone so that they'll get out of it.
Good. One more in the room, and then we'll close out with Christos and Rafik on the Zoom.
Jackie Donetta, No Plays on Sports Talk. We saw Chelsea Gray talking to you, playing kind of a coach's role. Just talk about the respect you have for her as a player and in that role as well, and what she said to you.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Chelsea, I had watched her play for a lot of years before we became teammates, and so she's kind of, in addition to Becky, and so she knows a lot, she sees a lot, and so I'm always looking over there, trying to get feedback from the coaches or Chelsea, and Chelsea knows I'm always asked questions, and so she'll kind of sometimes just walk over, call me over, just tell me like what she's seeing. And so, yeah, even though she's not out there on the court with us, she's still doing a lot for us and just helping us run plays and just telling us what she sees out there.
Christos.
Hey, Jackie, congrats on the win and the performance as well. I would like to ask you about the crunch time. How comfortable you feel when the game is close and you go to the crunch time? Because we look that at crunch time, you always have the ability to make the right play on both ends of the floor. Is it true?
Yeah, I think, coach has a lot of confidence in me to have the ball in my hands. So just trying to make the right reads, make the right plays, be aggressive when I need to be. And, just get stops on the defensive end, just taking a lot of pride in my defense, and just trying to execute the game plan.
And Rafik, please close us out as quickly as possible.
This is Rafik with nothing but that sports talk. Obviously not a great 3-point shooting night for the team overall. Well, despite the victory, I mean, what has coach talked to you about as far as like developing the 3-point shooting going to the next game?
Yeah, we know we have a lot of great shooters on this team, and we know they'll fall. We just gotta, trust the process, keep shooting it, get some easy ones, and I think, just getting to the basket will open up the threes for us, and so really just playing our game, not getting too caught up, in today. Today was our first game, just shaking a little bit of nerves. Obviously, the ring ceremony, not getting a full warm up, and so. Yeah, I think we have confidence that we'll shoot it better next game.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jackie.
Hey, Jay.